routine that just kind of goes through there. But I'm telling you, it's your routine, your daily routine that's going to change your life.
Hey everyone, my name is Wanda Martin, and I want to thank you all for tuning into my Go for the Goal YouTube channel video today, where for 8 minutes, I give you some strategies, tips, and good principles on how to go after your goals. Now, the reason why I only give you about 8 minutes is because I found out that the University of Scranton, they did a research, and they discovered that 92% of Americans who set goals, they never achieved them. 92%, which means only 8% of Americans who set goals actually achieve their goals. Well, my goal is to give you guys some information that's going to help you to be a part of that. That's right, 8%. Now, since we are all under a stay-at-home order due to COVID-19, I want to talk to you all about how to make your goals not just survive during this time, but to thrive. Now, if you're going to make sure that your goals thrive during this time, then you also have to make sure that your goals are SMART. Now, the S in SMART means specific. So that means whatever goal you set during this pandemic, or really any time, you want to make sure it is as specific and detailed as possible. Now, here's why this is so important. You know, it's been a proven fact that you and I both can achieve our goals 10 times faster when they are specific and when they are detailed. It's almost like going to a grocery store. You guys know how it is. When you have your list and you know it's specifically what you want, what happens? You're able to get in and to get out. But when you don't know exactly what you want or specifically what you want, what happens? You're in the grocery store a whole lot longer. Well, that's how it is with your goals. When you don't know what you want, you wind up wasting time in life going around trying to achieve your goals. Why? Because they're not specific. It takes a whole lot longer to achieve your goals. Now, to be honest with you, your chance of achieving your goals when they're not specific is really right around 0. Now listen, vague goals produce vague results, and I'm pretty sure that's not what you want to happen. You don't want no vague results. So to avoid that from happening, make sure your goals are specific. Now, an example of a specific goal is this: I will lose 10 pounds by May 31st. Now, a not specific goal is I will lose weight. So do you guys see the difference between a specific goal and a non-specific goal? So again, you want to make sure that all your goals are specific so that they will what? You got to show up in your life. Listen, I heard someone say when your goals are clear, the results will appear. And that is so true. So you want to make sure your goals are crystal clear and that they are, you got it, specific. Now the M in SMART means measurable. In other words, you need to know specifically when you have achieved your goals. I mean, think about it. How will you know that you reached your goal if it's not measurable? Now, to make sure your goals are measurable, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. How much and also by when? So for an example, I would save $1,000 by October 31st. Now, I can measure this goal because it answered the question, how much, and also by when? How much? $1,000 by when? October 31st. So I know I have reached my goal or not based on if I save $1,000 by October 31st. So does that make sense? Great. Okay, let's move on. Now the A in SMART means actionable. Listen, you guys, every goal should start with the action verb. Now the reason why that's important is because action words have a way of motivating you to action. Now good action verbs are words like start, run, quit, pay off, finish, eliminate, begin. You guys get the point? Now, a good example of an action verb goal is I will finish writing the first chapter of my book by July 1st. Now, another one is I will save $100 every other week. Or I will run my first 5K by September 1st. Then do you see how to make your goals actionable? By doing this, I'm telling you, it would definitely lead you to action with your goals. Now, the R in SMART means realistic. Listen, just because you have a lot of time on your hands, you still want to make sure you don't set your goals too high. Because if you do and you don't achieve them, what happens? You'll be very disappointed. You'll be sad about it. So for an example, I had a young lady who was set on moving in just a few months. However, she said she still needed to get her credit score up. She still needed to save some money. She needed to get her house on the market so she can sell it, so she can use that money to purchase a new home. I mean, she had a lot of things she had to do. Now, to purchase a home isn't realistic, But in the time frame that she wanted to do it in was not realistic because she had to do too many things, and she had to jump over too many hurdles to even make her deadline or to make that transaction happen. So what I did, I encouraged her just to set a goal to increase her credit score up in a good range, and then also to start saving money during the first couple of months. Now, this was more realistic for her. So I just want to let you guys know, in setting realistic goals, make sure it's just that. It has to be realistic. Now, a good realistic goal for her would have been to have her house on the market to sell by maybe September 1st. How many know that sounds more realistic for her? Even though it may have been a stretch for her, it's still something that's manageable for her to accomplish. Does that make sense? Okay, great. Now, the T in SMART stands for time bound, meaning make sure all of your goals have a deadline to them. Listen, without a deadline, it's just a wish list. You see, adding deadlines to your goals will make them more motivating, but it also will create a sense of urgency. So for an example, let's say you're in school, right? And one of your professors told you that you had a paper due, and that paper deadline is due by the end of next week. However, you go to your next class and the next professor told you that you also have a paper due, but the deadline for that paper is the end of the month. Now, question for you. Which one would you work on to complete first? Well, of course, the one whose deadline is the end of the week. Now, why would you do that one first? Simple, because the deadline date. See, that deadline date creates a sense of urgency, and that motivates you to complete that assignment first. It makes sense? Sure it does, because all you guys are just smart. Now, I'm telling you, if you just follow these 5 simple steps to make your goals smart during this pandemic, I guarantee you, you will come out of this thing, look, not just surviving, but your goals will come out thriving. But not only that, you'll also be a part of the 8%. As always, if you enjoyed this video and it was very beneficial to you, go ahead and please subscribe to this channel, and also share with your friends and also family, people who you know that are really serious about reaching their goals. In addition, I just want to throw this out there. I will be hosting a free live webinar at the end of this month. And in addition, hosting a full 3-hour goal setting course that will include your manual. Now, if you're serious about thriving during this pandemic, then you want to sign up for both of these events by going to www.wandamartin.org. Hey, I look forward to hanging out with you guys. Well, again, I think that's about it. That's about 8 minutes. Thank you for tuning in. I pray that everything that you heard is going to make your goals better as a result of it. So this is me, Wanda Martin. I'm signing out. And of course, like always, stay smart, stay safe, and also stay 8 all day. God bless.